Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the season 4, episode 2 recap of Power. Charlie Murphy beat Ghost's ass. Ghost standing at the urinal, got blood in his urine, and he goes in to see Proctor all busted up. Proctor doesn't say, "Are you okay?" Proctor says, "Did you fight back?" Ghost is supposed to be acting like he's straight-laced businessman Jamie St. Patrick, wrongfully accused, doesn't understand why he's in jail. Jamie's like, "No, I didn't fight back. I was handcuffed." Proctor doesn't even miss a beat. So, about your case. Ghost is convinced that he's being set up by Angela, which is not exactly true. Ghost tells Proctor that he needs to tell everyone about Jamie and Angela's relationship. Proctor's like, nah, bruh, that's not a good idea, because that's gonna paint you as the jealous lover. You dated this woman in high school, you've been in love with her for 20 years, and when you found out she was sleeping with another man, you snapped. Proctor does this mock questioning with Jamie, and he asked him, "Did you kill Greg?" And Jamie is very clear. He said, "I would never kill anyone in law enforcement." See, right there, that's the problem, because your answer should have been, "I would never kill anyone, because that's not who I am." Proctor decides he's gonna go talk to the press. He's like, "I don't like to play the race card, but in this case," he says, "another black man is being unfairly locked up. This is another case of institutional racism. Sir, this doesn't really apply to you." Jamie likes to overlook the fact that they have DNA and they have fingerprints, your fingerprints, in fact, at the crime scene. I like Keisha, I really do. But that girl ain't got the sense God gave a green apple. Tommy pops up at her house. Keisha answers the door in a fucking dress. I'm like, is that how you lounge in your house? Because I be in sweats and a t-shirt. Says he's just there because he wants to check on her, see if everything's good. What he really wants is a cosign from her to keep allowing them to run their illegal money through her shop to clean it. They quickly go from, a business conversation to all of a sudden about to have sex. Right before they do, Keisha's like, "Wait, what happened to Holly?" And Tommy's like, "Oh, Holly's gone and she's never coming back." Keisha, you in danger, girl. They didn't even make it to the living room before Tommy got his pants around his ankles and is giving Keisha something she could feel. For all of her, "I'm trying to live clean. I have a son to worry about." She sure do be up in the drug dealer lifestyle. Sean was affiliated with drugs. He worked for a drug dealer. Tommy is partners with the drug dealer that Sean used to work for. You stay real game adjacent, don't you, girl? I don't get the appeal of Tommy. He's crazy. He looks like a serial killer. After they have sex, Tommy's like, "Have you ever played in the snow before?" It's so stupid. He was like, "Well, girl, you're lucky because you got a blizzard the first time out." I mean, I guess he laid it down because Keisha is very caught up talking about, "Tommy, you're the best thing to come out of this situation. So you and Tommy are together now because y'all had the sex?" She's talking like they're in a relationship. Like, no, y'all just had sex sans a condom. Y'all might have made a baby, but that doesn't really mean there's any commitment there. Then she starts spilling tea about Tasha. Yeah, you can't tell Tasha because she tries to take everything that's good for me that she doesn't have. She's trying to take my business now, but before that, she also took Sean. Tommy was like, "Tasha was fucking Sean?" This girl's been your friend forever and a day, and it just took one time of the good sex and you just spilling all her tea? If you spilling tea that easily, I don't know how good a friend you are to Tasha. Across town at the FBI, John Mock is running a meeting with the other agents about how they're going to approach this ghost case. Remember, Jamie told Proctor, "You should tell them about the affair," because somehow he thinks the affair was this really big secret. Sir, everyone is very well informed about your affair. Mock says he's unsure if he's going to put Angela on the stand, and he decides to ask her some questions about the nature of her affair with Jamie in front of the whole office. The long and the short of it is did you know that this man was married when you had an affair with him? Did you leave the office on taxpayer dollars to go participate in this affair? Where would you have the affair? Angela she sounds all sorts of sloppy and reckless. I'm not saying that because she's a woman who slept with 2 men. You slept with one of the guys at the office, which is one thing, but you're also having an affair, which looks sloppy just on its own. You're having an affair with a man who is a known affiliate of the drug dealer that your office was once investigating. Your level of bad judgment is not just limited to, "Oh, I slept with 2 men," or even that I had an affair with a married man. I am an ADA who is so caught up in this man's penis and this love affair fairy tale that I've created in my head that I risked it all, got burned, and you still show up acting like your shit don't stink. I hope somebody reminds her every episode of just how smelly her shit is. I hate that chick. I'm sorry, I do. After questioning Angela and going over the evidence again, Mock doesn't feel the case is tight enough. Next stop, Truth. Over in a warehouse somewhere, Tommy gets some intel that one of the guys that works under Julio is trying to get in contact with the actual Connect. He's not happy with Tommy's leadership, and apparently he wants to run things. So Julio and two of the henchmen go over, talk to dude. Julio is like, clearly you're a little unhappy. Let's give you some extra weight to distribute, put a little more money in your pocket. It's the smart way to handle it because nobody needs bodies and crazy behavior when Ghost is being investigated. But Tommy's crazy, and his answer to everything is violence. Tommy goes and tracks old boy down in his car. Tommy tells old boy to get out the car and start running. And then Tommy gets bored with driving slow and just runs the mofo over. Because Tommy wants to get his Suge Knight on, Tommy backs up over the dude's legs, tells him he got to be more respectful of the organization. And the guy is like, just get the car off my legs. And Tommy is like, ask nicely. Tommy is out his goddamn mind. And just again, Keisha girl, grab your cho-cha and go. You about to go be in the water with Holly. I'm warning you. I'm trying to warn you. Ghost is in jail doing his I'm a wrongly persecuted black man routine. He's sitting at the bench eating a biscuit. I swear this is a scene from life, but it wasn't over a biscuit. It was about the cornbread. Roll the clip.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
Yeah, I think he's talking to you.
Ghost is in there and trying to get his biscuit on, and dude slides up next to him. He just straight snatches the biscuit from Ghost. I thought that was the end of it. He says, I like your baby seal eye. And then he's rubbing Ghost's shoulder. Ghost had enough. We went ahead and snapped the man's ham in half. There's an old white man in the background. He sees this whole interaction and he tells the guy to run off. I don't know what relationship they have, but he leaves with haste once the old man speaks up. So this guy has a little clout. Later in the episode, the old white guy, his wife comes to visit him. She has cancer. She needs experimental treatment for her condition. He says, I'm gonna figure out a way to get the money. The next time he meets with his lawyer gives him some information about Tommy. So there's something brewing there. I'm not sure what. Obviously, Ghost is still in jail. So Tasha has to explain this to the kids somehow. And she goes with the, your father is a black man being unfairly prosecuted. We're just gonna run with this the whole episode. And also, she's gonna take the kids to jail to see their father. I don't know if I want my kids to see their father that way. Would you take your kids to jail to see their locked up daddy? I don't know. He could talk to them on the phone. On the car ride to school the next day, Raina gets out and she holds Tyreek in the car and she's like, I don't know what's going on with you, but I want you to know that when your father was around your age, he had some friends who were bad influences too. This one was this guy named Kanan. Clearly her mama intuition is going haywire. Smart. Very smart. Eventually, she takes the kids to the jail to see their father. The third child is there, the youngest child, who we only see this little girl once a season. Ghost looks heartbroken talking to the kids. He says the thing he's most proud of in life is being their father. This might be one of the only honest things this man has said in 4 seasons of this show, because you know Ghost lies. The FBI shows up to raid Truth. Mike, because he is Greg's actual killer, plants a gun in Ghost's office while the security system is shut down. And then another agent, I think it's Black Donovan, finds the gun in Ghost's drawer. Mock goes to present to the grand jury. And his story is that Ghost killed Greg at the behest of Tommy, who was being investigated by the FBI. And Ghost wanted the investigation into Tommy and thusly Ghost's drug business to end. Why do you just assume the white guy is at the top of the organization? Why can't Ghost be the top of the organization? Why does it have to be the white guy telling the black guy what to do? I know this is me just being very conspiracy theorist black, but it's something to consider. I'm just saying. The grand jury decides to indict. Mock tells the FBI agents about the gun, and Angela's like, you found it where? Because Angela knows Ghost and she knows he's a criminal, but she knows he's also very meticulous about what he does. And taking the murder weapon back to Truth doesn't make sense to her. He just happens to mention, like very offhand, yeah, I'm deciding to seek the death penalty. Angela seems so like, oh my God, how could you? The possibility of that never popped in her head. Ma'am, you are an ADA. You're a lawyer. You didn't think first degree murder of an FBI agent had the possibility of the death penalty? What law school did you go to? Girl, I just watch a lot of Law and Order. Why I know more about the justice system than you? So funny enough, when the FBI agents are talking about Ghost and Tommy, they decide they're going to put a tracker on Tommy's car because they want to catch him in the act of drug dealing. And somebody raises their hand like, you know, would he really be selling drugs right now if his best friend is being investigated for murder of an FBI agent? And Angela's like, you know what? He can't even help himself. I would bet that he is. And you know, Angela be wrong about everything, but a broken clock is right even twice a day. Angela's right. Tommy is prepping for this really big shipment. It's the first one under his leadership. He's just out here, just reckless as all get out. He also meets up with Proctor, who tells him you got to stop selling drugs, even as Proctor is accepting drugs from Tommy to give to his ex-wife. Proctor tells Tommy that things aren't looking good for Ghost, and Tommy is real simple. He's like, keep my ass out of jail. If something happens and I get locked up, like, I will kill you. Proctor looks a little shook, but I'm like, you should be really shook. Tommy is legit crazy and a killer. That's a bad combination. Good luck, Proctor. Hope you can keep Tommy out of jail, because he will try to kill you. Just FYI. So given the circumstances with the murder weapon in play, Proctor just levels with Jamie. He's like, you know what? You might want to consider flipping on Tommy. Ghost was like, oh, I would never flip on Tommy. Because Tariq and Kanan just cannot stay away from one another and are obsessed like they're in some weird love affair. Kanan is teaching Tariq how to open locked doors with a credit card. Little boy, why are you hanging out in the hood like this? Why do you want to be so down? This all reads very like bad after school special to me. I know you need a father figure. Kanan ain't the one, baby boy. Tariq has questions, and all the wrong questions. He asked his friend Slim about a guy named Kanan. And Kanan tells Tariq, oh no, Kanan's dead. Somebody on like the right side of caring for Tariq has got to figure out sooner or later that Kanan is alive. Proctor has an informant in the courtroom. Proctor knows what narrative they're going with. He also finds out that Mock is seeking the death penalties. He informs Ghost, hey, just FYI, like, this is what's possibly on the table. Jamie's walking through jail with Charlie Murphy, and because Charlie Murphy hates him, he details what it's like to die from a lethal injection. It's not like they just give you a shot, you pass out, and it goes. Like, oh, you have 45 minutes of suffering, you have a heart attack, you shit on yourself. I just want you to know that you suffer immensely. Just have a good night, sleep well with that. Oh, Tommy's mother makes an appearance. Tommy's mother explains Tommy so well. Poor Tommy, he ain't really stand a chance in life. His mother comes by, he gives his mother the keys to the car, and this is significant because the FBI decided they were going to track Tommy's car, so now they're going to be tracking his mother's movements instead of Tommy. Angela's at home drinking her wine alone, very much Olivia Pope. All she needs is some popcorn when there's a knock at the door. And lo and behold, it's our friend Tasha. She got a call that the FBI was seeking the death penalty, and she's here to let Angie know about herself. And that Ghost is not that sloppy and would never take a gun to truth. Angie's like, you don't understand. When I ran into Ghost again, I was dating Greg. So she basically implies that your husband killed this man over me because he's in love with me and I'm such a better woman. Tasha looked shocked. She was like, if you weren't a cop, and she was like, but I am a cop. You need to get your ass whooped in the street. This lady needs some scratch marks on her face. Oh, I hate that woman. Tommy is at home working out his anger or getting his exercise on. Ghost calls. He tells Tommy that he's in a bad place, that they're seeking the death penalty, that he's going to die if this case goes through. And Tommy's like, hey man, what can I do for you? As much as I don't like Tommy, he has a loyalty for Ghost, and he really does think of him and his family as his actual family. Ghost has one request. He says, just take care of my family, man. And Tommy's like, I could do that. I wonder how well that's gonna go over with Keisha. I wonder how long it is before Keisha whoops Tasha's ass. She deserves it. She does. I like Tasha. I actually like her. Tasha got a high-key ass whooping coming from Keisha. That's my recap. Let me know what you think. Let me know what level of stupid you think Keisha is on a scale of 8 to 10, because it's no less than an 8. Please check me out after the show next week, and please subscribe so you get notifications of when my Power recaps go up, as well as my recaps for The Bachelorette and Queen Sugar. And later in the summer, there are a couple more shows coming down the pipeline that I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'll have a chance to recap. And yeah, that's everything.